Hopefully the audio is functioning. There are no sound checks here. Only Zool. Yeah, I think, nope, we're good to go. Thank you for joining the Powwow stream. With me tonight is Hey Camel, who is not paying attention.
What? Huh?
Yeah, we're live.
Why didn't you say so?
Did you not hear the intro? Did you miss
Does it sound like I heard the intro?
Clearly you didn't. Oh, this is starting well.
I'm sorry, I was hypnotized by this chick whose tits are bigger than my head.
Oh, yeah, you should definitely throw that in the, yeah. Hey, Cynic.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't motorboat those things. You semi those things. Yeah, it's.
I mean, you need like one of those like Miami Vice speed boats.
Oh yeah, that's Yeah, that's fun to be had.
So it's still technically Freedom Day for you, right?
For another 9 minutes. Hey, Terry.
Welcome, all you foreigners.
Hey, Costin.
How you doing?
Hey, Green Badger Outdoors. And hey, Useless Rebel.
I mean, yeah, sure, it's almost 1 a.m. for me, but Johnny's still got 9 minutes left. And then we roll over to Pacific time, and then there's still Hawaii after that. We still got a few more hours left where we can be insufferable cunts, and yeah.
Because America.
So how was your Independence Day, Johnny? You do anything fun?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, as fun as you could have at a church type event.
So not much.
I mean, no drinking or anything, but yeah.
So not much.
I gotta blow shit up, so I was happy.
Yeah, but I mean, is it really Independence Day if you're not violating at least, a handful of ATF regulations?
Well, had I made it to the reservation on time, I would probably could have.
See, that's the great thing about living in Oklahoma. I can drive like 2 hours in any direction. I'm still on the reservation now.
Hi, Liesel. Liesel? Liesel? If that's how it's said. Pronounced.
I'm just going to call you Lee because I've been up for like 37 hours straight, and I'm not even going to bother.
It could be Leah.
That kind of looks like a female in the profile picture. Leah, yeah. How's it going, Leah? Nice to meet you. Useless. Wait, no. Useless Rebel. That's not the same as the other one.
Yeah, yes. Useless Rebel and Useless Cook are not the same person.
How many useless people do we know?
We know a lot of useless people.
Just generally useless or by name?
By name. Well...
Oh, shit.
A little bit of both.
I heard that one.
Yeah, there's some about 3 blocks away that are still going, so... Smells like freedom. And... smoke.
And sounds like Baghdad.
So yeah. So how was your 4th?
Pretty uneventful. I ran out of my herbal supplements yesterday, which is probably why I haven't been able to sleep. And the sporadic explosions, like I said on Twitter, like somebody was setting off like the giant mortar type fireworks like 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, luckily for me though, like none of my dogs this year had any problems. You know, they were all pretty chill. Other than that, just spent pretty much all day online, just seeing all the dumb shit on Twitter. Which, of course, you know, we had some native flavor, like we always do. On this is like one of the Triple Crown holidays of indigenous bitching in America.
Which, to be fair, is a lot.
I mean, you've got Columbus Day, which I maintain nobody even fucking remembers until they realize the bank is closed for an inexplicable reason. You got the 4th of July, and of course, Thanksgiving. You can set your watch. Those 3 dates, you can guarantee that you're gonna have somebody from some tribe somewhere, more than likely a Lakota, a Sioux, or a fucking Navajo, complaining about something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, now you guys are confusing me. So that they are the same person.
Wrenches are, in fact, evil.
But yeah, where do we want to start with the Twitter today, Johnny? Do we want to dive right into the engines, or would you like a different flavor of crazy?
Let's start off the res.
Wait.
Off the res. So,
Oh, okay. So white people.
yes.
All right, gotcha.
Crazy white bitches.
Let me pull that up. Well, I sent you that one tweet. You want to go ahead and pull that up on screen?
Was that the
one that I've been bitching about for the past 9 hours.
Yeah. Give one moniker of popularity, and all of a sudden it's boo-hoo. Alright, let's see. Messages.
Well, I refuse to join any club that would have me as a member, Johnny.
I don't blame you. So let's
Obviously, their standards are too low. They like that tweet.
I'm gonna have to set this studio mode.
But this is another perfect example of why I decided very early on I didn't want to have kids. I didn't want to roll the dice and possibly spawn something like this. Because apparently, I found out after I was no longer a child, apparently society frowns on beating children.
I'm just so happy. Okay.
Oh.
We didn't get that memo in my household.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ah. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Why? Why do you
I'm just so
exist?
happy. Okay.
Looks like Raggedy Ann fucked somebody from the Insane Clown Posse.
No means
Right,
no.
right, Badger?
No
Yeah.
means no. Like that is. Ugh.
Now, see, the Switch, that was my great grandmother's
And,
implement.
and now it's at 154.
Uh, if I wake up tomorrow and that's the most popular tweet I've had, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and delete Twitter.
This is the most popular tweet that I've seen since Terry said that he doesn't like sleeping with whores.
But yeah, like I said on Twitter, this when your local high school goth gets accepted to clown college, and apparently that resonates with people. But
Leah says, I got the Switch on the regular.
Yeah.
I still have not fond. I can't say it's fond memories, but they're definitely memories of broken skin contact from the stick to my ass.
Yeah, that was my great grandmother. She was sweet fucking Christ, man.
Oh yeah, we're stuck with that.
I feel like I'm streaming with Baghdad Bob.
No, it's funny. I remember when my friend got me into IRC chatting. I was talking to this guy from Israel, and he'd be like, "Hold on a second, police raid," and then would just go away for half hour, 45 minutes, and he's like, "Okay, I'm back." He's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Well, the neighbors got raided. Like there were flashbangs and everything and shit." He would just, if it were true, that shit's crazy.
No, my great grandmother was one that she was fond of the Switch because I think that was like a psychological thing for her. It was like that Bill Engvall bit. She'd make you go out and cut your own. So it was like each time you got an ass whooping, it was individualized and personal.
Yeah.
My mom, she just used a belt, you know. But she had arthritis, so like she couldn't use her hand because that hurt. That really did hurt her more than it hurt me. So yeah, she got a belt, and she would swing like it was a fucking home run derby, you know.
Well, Casey at the bat,
like she's digging in at the plate, you know. She's taking practice swings, calling her fucking shot, like.
She says my grandma was Pentecostal. Even when my legs wavered, it was switch time. Like, oh god. Now my dad, when it was punishment time, it was if I used my hands to cover, he would hold my hand down and swat it to where I couldn't use my hand to cover.
My dad was a big dude, so like he would not actually spank me. I would get those brain dusters, you know, just that flick in the back, like the base of the skull.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure he knocked me cross-eyed a couple times when I was, you know.
I may have lost IQ points per flick.
I think one day I just, you know, he got me. I just turned around looking like Tiny Lister with that, you know, that one eye just kind of. You know. He's like, you know what? Maybe we should just go to timeouts. My dad was like 6'4", 250. You know. Terry, I just got hit with a rolled up newspaper as a kid. I guess they figured it worked for dogs.
Now my dad used to use fly swatters, and I'm like, okay, Sure. Go for it. And then we lost the fly swatter, and then my dad's like, "Oh, we have a swamp over there."
Now I'm just thinking, it's like, now that I think back, my mom treated our dogs better than me. I'm fairly confident she spent more time, like when she got her bulldog. I'm fairly confident she spent more time trying to pick a name for that dog than she did me or my sisters. I know for a fact that like me and the middle sister were both named for movies she watched.
Yeah, both my kids were, or not my kids, my sister's kids were named off of TV shows. Because they couldn't think of a name for anyone because they're just like I say they couldn't agree on a name. And so my sister's like, you know what, fuck it, we'll do it like this.
Well, by the time like I got old enough to where like people my age were starting to have kids, that's when like they had like all the den names, Jaden, Caden, yada yada yada. I was like, that was my first moment where I was like, you know what? Embrace tradition. It's like if I end up knocking some girl up, I'm just gonna pick a name out of the Bible.
That's how my ex named her first son. Name out of the Bible.
God damn it, 156. It's always the ones that I put zero effort into, too.
That's usually how it goes.
Well, since we're talking about the Twitter.
Hey, Foogie.
Hey, Foogie, how's work going, man? Oh, 1 second.
What do we have?
I had a sneeze.
Yeah, gotcha.
I figured the folks in chat didn't want to hear that.
You may be right. All right, so
if you did want to hear that, I don't want to know. Keep your kinks to yourself.
So how much would you hate your job if say something like this happened?
Am I supposed to be looking at the screen or?
Yes.
Hey!
Oh, that.
Hey, shit in the bucket! He's shitting in your bucket, man!
I'd have beat that dude with that mop
Mom!
on principle.
Call the police! Call the cops!
Fire me,
Break it up,
send me
man!
to jail. It'd be worth it.
Shit! Don't do it again! Mom!
Oh, God.
He's shitting in the bucket!
Yes, folks. That dude is taking a
Call the
shit
fucking
in
cops.
the
He's
middle
shitting
of.
in the man's
Is that a subway
bucket,
station?
Mom.
Bus depot?
This guy's doing bad.
Yeah, that's no. You aren't paying me enough.
Make asylums full again, man. Like that dude does not need to be out on the street.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say mental illness, drug addiction, whatever it is, get him the fuck off the streets.
Yeah.
Seriously, I would beat that dude's ass on principle.
Oh no, he would very much deserve it. Deservedly so. I can one up you there on that, Leah. My youngest, who happens to be autistic, Rocky. He would always, like, whenever he bumped his head or bumped his arm, his connection to it was putting a Band-Aid on it. So if you put a Band-Aid on it, it would feel better. So whenever he would bump his head, anything, like, he would just put a Band-Aid on. And he went to preschool one day, and he had a Band-Aid on his forehead, 2 Band-Aids on his arm, on his left arm, and one on his right. And these are like he didn't pick the one that was, you know, logical for the size of the hurt. It's like, oh, I'll pick the biggest fucking Band-Aid I can find and put it on my arm. Well, one of the other kids' parents saw him. And
you got a visit from CPS, didn't you?
No, they marched him to the school nurse, and were like, "You need to take that Band-Aid off, because I want to see what's under that Band-Aid." And I go, they didn't. I didn't hear anything about this until after everything was taken care of, and for good reason. I'm typically the diplomat, unless it comes to my kids. Then I am, like, I am the law. Then. So, yeah, my ex gives me a call, and we were dating at the time. And she's like, there was an incident at school, but everything's good now. You just need to go pick Rocky up. And I go, wait, what the fuck's going on? And she explained everything, and I just like, am I going to meet with people? And she goes, no, it's already all been taken care of, and there's nothing you need to worry about. Just go pick him up and bring him home. I'm like, okay. And yeah, so they threatened to call CPS because she couldn't take you can't take a Band-Aid off. Like, it has to come off naturally. Like, you can't peek under a Band-Aid. And so, yeah, the school called my ex, and they're like, so Cameron's in the nurse's office. There's been kind of an incident. And she was thinking that he was hurt. And she's like, oh, what's going on? And they're like, well, we were wondering why, you know, Rocky's got 5 Band-Aids on his body. And she goes, oh, well, being that he's autistic, the connection with feeling better after he gets hurt is you put a Band-Aid on something. So whenever he gets hurt, he'll put a Band-Aid on. And she goes, oh, okay, you know, that really makes sense. And she goes, yeah, he's got 4 more Band-Aids on his chest. And so he's not wearing 5, he's wearing like 9, 10 Band-Aids. You know, he'll stick them wherever, just because of that connection. And they're the people who, like, and they took him from the classroom to the school nurse, which that pissed me off more than anything. Is they just grabbed him and then just walked.
You couldn't wait till recess, really?
Yeah, they couldn't. Well, they couldn't just stay there. They couldn't call the nurse in. I mean, yeah, it's the nurse's office, but you know, she has legs. She can walk. And yeah, it was when I heard that they took him, I'm just like, oh, like it is going to be on. And so every day for like a month, I went to pick him up, and I showed up early, just sleep deprived and angry, just waiting. Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, Fooey said people in that video in the comments were saying, you know, it was staged, but also New York. Yeah. So, and I can totally believe, you know, the whole, you know, New York, because I was in junior high. I went to Washington, D.C. on a field trip, and not even 5 steps after getting off the subway platform, getting out of the underground.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we get to street level, 5 steps, I'm walking over a homeless dude, asleep on the sidewalk. Well, I think he was asleep. He could have been dead. I don't know. They wouldn't let me poke him with a stick, so. But yeah, that's just big city living. Gotta love it, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a reason why Johnny and I live out in the fucking boonies.
Yeah, and I know this is old,
but also, I think that's real because if you go back and look at that video, if you pause the video when he is like squatting down on that mop bucket, just look at that man's face. That is a look of pure relief.
Yeah.
That dude has been waiting to let that torpedo fly.
That is Twitch level gas release right there.
And that is the perfect time to hit that motherfucker square in the face with that mop.
Pick it up and give it the old Babe Ruth.
I mean, just spin around with those bitches that were in the hammer throw this weekend, I mean, really put your hips into it. But yeah, so our next level of crazy, I'm not going to read all this because this is seriously like at least a 20 tweet thread.
All right, what do you got?
This is from a they/he trans mask NB, who has a litany of other bullshit in their bio. A non-exhaustive guide to ableist language to avoid Happy Disability Pride Month.
Happy Disability Pride Month.
Can we just have a month that is just, I don't know, a month?
Happy Disability. Happy. Okay.
And because one of these actually has to do with wheelchairs, which is they're talking about like the word lame. Well, of course, we start off with the obvious one. They don't want you to say retard. Don't say smooth brain. And the basis for those two, and there's a few other ones as well. Stupid, idiot, just synonyms for being retarded. But there are intelligence is not a basis for respect. They repeat this line for each one of these different words for dumb people. And it's like I'm pretty sure intelligence is a basis for respect. Have you ever met somebody smarter than you? Did you not respect the fact that they were smarter than you? I've met plenty of people that were smarter than me, and guess what? I respected them more for it. But that's just, the tip of this iceberg. The touch grass meme. This phrase is used to imply someone has lost touch with reality and just needs to go outside. This is ableist because there are many people who physically cannot go outside, and there are people who have lost touch with reality, but this doesn't mean they don't deserve respect. I'm sorry, but if you're finger paint fucking crazy and you've lost touch with reality, I'm not going to respect you.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
fuck that shit.
Is that really, so hard to grasp? Insane, crazy. I mean, can't read. Don't say that somebody can't read.
Oh, Did you see the diabetic one?
I don't think I made it that far. I got to the point where they said that they are, in fact, a psychotic, and I was like, oh, this all makes sense now.
There was a... was it? I think it was like the Today Show or some shit. One of those fucking morning... the ABC one, not the NBC. But they had a couple of guests on, and they're saying, yeah, people, they can't say it's that they're diabetics. You can say that people with
that's
diabetes.
right. Yeah.
Fuck right off. Like, to the moon with that bullshit.
I mean, as somebody who is tap dancing his toes off right up to the line of like pre-diabetic, fuck off with that noise. I mean, it's the same shit as like, you know, people of color. They just put in like that one extra word. But yeah, what else is some good? They've got a couple of tweets about narcissism. Oh, lazy as an insult. This term is disproportionately used against ADHD. No, it's not. It's used against lazy people. I know plenty of motherfuckers that don't want to do a goddamn thing, and they don't have ADHD. They're just lazy. I'm one of them. I'm pretty sure I don't have ADHD. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't. Never got tested. Don't plan on it either.
Alright, so,
But yeah, I mean, like this
How is this illegal?
This is literally, I mean, if you picture in your mind what this person looks like, you're right. You're absolutely right. Just go down the checklist in your mind. That's what this person looks like. We have multiple shades of blue hair. We have the rainbow problem glasses, like neon colored problem glasses.
not shocked.
Is black lipstick really coming back as a thing? Because ladies, don't do that. I mean, did you, if you didn't see the video at the beginning of the stream, go back and look. Don't do that. Spastic, spaz. Don't call somebody a spaz, Johnny. That's ableist.
I call my cat a spaz. Because she's a fucking spaz.
Does your cat have cerebral palsy, Johnny? Because that's what
she might as well.
That's what spastic and spaz is used to describe, is people with cerebral palsy. It's like, you know, my debate coach had cerebral palsy. Nobody ever commented about him being a spaz or spastic. We joked about him having a limp. He had a pimp limp. That was the extent of his cerebral palsy. It was hilarious too, because this dude looked like Jerry Lewis, you know. Imagine the Nutty Professor with a pimp limp. That was my debate coach.
Nice.
Yeah. Confined to a wheelchair. Mobility aids are freedom. They offer a way to experience the world. Saying someone is confined or bound is putting a negative connotation onto what is a joyful thing. Increased mobility and independence. Tell me about that when you start bitching about wheelchair ramps in D&D. You know.
Yeah, my dungeon needs access.
I mean, reading this made me want to go back to the days of like ancient Sparta, where they would just like, you know, throw a baby against a rock if they thought it was too weak. We really do need to start culling the herd, folks. It's getting a little too thick around here.
I do. Let's see. technically, I think they were with Trisomy, like the Trisomy trio. 18.
Is this some weeb shit? Because
Not-
you know how I am about that.
No, like Down syndrome.
Oh.
It's from, I think Down syndrome is Trisomy 23. Let's see, there's Trisomy 18 and 16. Let me see if I can find it. 13, 18, and 21. Powwow syndrome is 13. That one is. I've seen some pictures, and I wouldn't wish that shit on anyone. So they're kind of.
All I'm saying is that Gerard Butler and the rest of the 300 had a point. Okay. If this, get rid of the warning labels. Well, let's get back to good old Darwin. Because I'm willing to bet you this chick would not last a week. This seems like the kind of moron. Oh, by the way, that's one of the other words. Moron. There's a lot of ways to call somebody stupid that they don't like. Can anybody guess why? But yeah, I mean, I just imagine if we got rid of all the nerf that we've put on the world, I don't think this chick would last a week. This is probably the kind of person that would forget to feed themselves.
Yeah.
God. Heard that one. You're just tuning them out at this point, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, Terry? Yeah, stop being a moron, and there's at least a 70% chance I'll stop calling you one. That's generous. I feel like there should be at least a probationary period after you stop acting like a moron before I have to stop calling you one. But yeah, this thing keeps going and going. I swear there's at least 20, maybe 30 of these. And this is a non-exhaustive list. The thing that really got me about this, though, is like, okay, we're not supposed to say these things anymore, right? Because they have these meanings, these connotations. But we can change what the meaning of man and woman is. Those things, we can change the meaning of those words. These words over here, they have the same meaning, and you can't use them. I don't know anybody who would call somebody that is developmentally disabled a retard. I don't know anybody that would do that. I know a lot of people that will call you a retard if you do something stupid.
Yeah. Because
the meaning of the word has changed.
Yeah. But now it's mean.
Well, it's because, somebody like this blue hair freak got called a retard a bunch because they said something retarded.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things. Like John C. McGinley.
Yeah.
Dr. Cox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, when he's working with like writers and stuff, if they use the R word, he takes them aside and talks to them about why they shouldn't use that word. It's like, bitch, I'm the writer. You are the puppet. I write the words down. They come out of your mouth. You don't like it? Find another job.
Well, there are so many. Like, it's such. I'm not gonna say it is. Let's see. He's not wrong, but he's also not right? Because saying something's
it's personal
retarded
for him. It's personal for him because he's got a kid that is developmentally disabled.
Yeah.
So he thinks, oh, well, you're talking about my kid. It's like, no, your kid has a disability. This guy's a fucking idiot. That's why I called him a retard. And it makes me wonder if, you might be a little bit retarded too, since you don't seem to understand this concept. Yeah, Leah, or calling something gay. When I was growing up, calling something gay had nothing to do with, sexual orientation. It was, saying that something was lame, which is another word you're not supposed to fucking say according to this thread. So 160, Johnny. God damn it.
Just a matter of
But
time.
yeah, that if you want, you can go to my Twitter page and you can see the rest of all the words you're not supposed to say according to this being. I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link in chat here. One second.
Yeah.
One second.
Yeah, you guys can go check out That Stupid. I think we're good.
Because we do want to move on to the good old tribal stuff, don't we?
We can still throw in some cringe and such. Like,
I remember.
Are they recreating Custer's Last Stand, or what the fuck, man?
Well, I mean, it is Montana. It wouldn't shock me. Hey, Kyler. No,
Let's see.
It's funny because when we left, we turned on because we have all of our fans going. Windows are locked down, and I turned on Spotify, and there's a mix of Millencolin, Real Big Fish, and Flogging Molly, and a couple other bands, Lagwagon. Just it played on repeat while we were gone, and we were thinking that it was going to help kind of alleviate some of the stress that the fireworks would cause. And yeah, the music's still going. It's been 5 hours, and there's only like 50 songs.
I'm half expecting to hear like a bugle start playing taps at some point.
Yeah, if I'm pretty sure it wouldn't give me a block, I would have played it.
Do we want to go with the story from the res, or do we want to go with the mascot story first?
I want to go with a little bit of cringe, so I'm going to start with if you're going to work out at the gym, you can I don't know if she's doing this right because I've never seen this equipment, but
I remember. I remember.
So sweet Jesus.
Girl, I can't forget your love. I remember. Yeah.
I don't think that's how you use that.
I remember.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's not supposed to be a swing. No. Like that's supposed to be a controlled movement, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What is the name of that chain of gyms?
Planet Fitness.
That's Planet Fitness.
I think it's Planet Fitness.
Yeah, that's the one where like they wanted it to be more inclusive or whatever. So like
No gym rats.
no gym rats, no grunting, no dropping your weights and whatnot. It's like, what if I'm lifting heavy? you know. But yeah, that was I mean, I'll give her credit for trying, I guess.
Yeah. No, that is fair. Cause,
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to make fun of that lady for her weight or for trying to exercise, but it definitely needs somebody there to be like, hey, that's not a swinging back and forth. That's supposed to be a controlled motion. You're supposed to be pulling yourself up to where like you're engaging your core and whatnot.
Yeah.
To lose a couple of them rolls. That literally just looked like a kid at recess to me.
Yeah.
But do we want to start with the res rats or the mascots?
Let's go with the res rats.
Okay. Well, I'll send this over to you since you're doing the screen share and whatnot.
Okay.
Again, folks, I remind you, every year, like clockwork, there are 3 dates where if you go on Twitter, you're going to see Indians bitching about something.
Did you send this on over Twitter?
Yes, over Twitter. I just sent it to you in the DMs. That was why your phone was going off.
I haven't seen it, actually. That is odd. So let's see if
yeah, I sent it a minute ago. She was the very last thing.
Well, I am just gonna have to do this the long way because yeah, it's showing the guy taking the dump.
Yeah, it should be right underneath that.
Yeah, I don't have anything though. Let's refresh. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, of course. You say that, Raz. I sent it again. Kyler says, "Res rats, enlighten me." Well, that's what I'm calling the reservation Indians up north. Who I break it down to one of 3 tribes. You got your Lakotas, you got your Sioux, and you got your fucking Navajo. But every year, 4th of July, you got at least one of these motherfuckers who goes up to Mount Rushmore, takes a picture of them flipping off the rocks. Meanwhile, they're wearing blue jeans, baseball caps, and fucking t-shirts. Pick a side. Either it's my culture and my heritage, or assimilation.
Now, is you is or is you not a part of my constituency?
It is you is or is you ain't my constituency. But yeah, last year it was a chick doing the exact same thing, and like they're never standing there in their native garb. Yeah, pretty much. It's I wouldn't go so far as to say trailer trash. I mean, I don't know. I imagine the Lakotas and the Sioux. They're teepee Indians. Yeah.
The Sioux? Yeah.
Those are Lakota.
Yeah, they
are. I live on a reservation too, Leah. Johnny, he's not too far from his. So.
Yeah, I am a couple states over, but my my birth giver.
Well, since you're new here, I'm Choctaw, so I'm one of the civilized tribes, and Johnny's a click-clack fisherman.
Squaxin Island. Thank you. Me speak 'em big words.
We have played your people's language on these streams before, and I think our regular viewers would agree
Oh no, it's very click-likey. I cannot lie about that. Like,
That's some fucking starving Marvin shit's what it sounds like.
it's not. Yeah.
Oh no, Foogie. Denim on denim ain't just a Canadian tuxedo. They rock it on the res too, apparently. But yeah, every year, like I said, like clockwork, 3 times a year, if I go on Twitter, I'm gonna see assholes like that complaining about how they're oppressed.
I've never heard of the Yurok tribe. That's interesting.
Now, do we want to get to the other one? Because there's not a whole lot to say about this. It's just, you know, actually there is one thing that we can go ahead and say, because our good friend Miss Christina Drake, she added to this about 15 minutes ago. The Arikara arrived by 1500, followed by the Cheyenne, Crow, Kiowa, and Arapaho. The Lakota arrived from Minnesota in the 18th century and drove out the other tribes who moved west. They claimed the land, which they called whatever, Black Mountains, and then they lost it to white people. But they want the land back.
Way to drop the ball.
Yeah, they want that land back. Like, hey, we stole that fair and square first. That's what pisses me off the most. You know, it's that fucking Stone Toss comic. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So when are you going back to your, you know? But yeah, man, every year, without fail, one of these assholes is going to go up to Mount Rushmore, snap a picture of themselves, flipping the bird, which I'm fairly certain originated in some white ethnicity's culture. I'm pretty sure that Sitting Bull wasn't, you know, giving him the double gun salute, you know?
Yeah.
You know, Crazy Horse wasn't giving him the traffic finger from his mount. But yeah, that's, you know, every year. And again, like I said, the other times it's Columbus Day and Thanksgiving. You're gonna hear somebody on native Twitter bitching about the white man, and it's all just so tiresome. So tiresome.
Yeah, no.
It's like if you want to bitch that hard about how bad you've got it because of white people, go to Canada. They'll deal with that shit up there. You know? They'll say sorry and tell me all about it and all that shit. Down here, we don't have time for it. Enough already.
I remember that video, Foogie.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that guy.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot.
He really thought he was doing something, though, too, which was the sad part. You know? Like 60 stories up, Donald Trump is just sitting, you know, in his penthouse, looking down at the street below. And by some miracle, manages to hear this asshole. But no, the other one I saw today, it's the controversy at Radnor High School. And this is a New York Times article, which anybody in chat, show of hands, give me a 1 in chat if you've seen the movie Grease. I'll go ahead and wait because we got a bit of a delay.
Yeah, send me that link too.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you subscribe to the Times? Because I had to go like through a Tor browser to be able to watch this shit.
I do not.
Well, yeah, I'll
New York Times?
I'll send it to you. New York Times. 1 second. I'll just put it in the side chat here for you. But if you've seen Grease, you know Radnor High School because that is where the movie was filmed. The director of Grease was actually an alumni of Radnor High School in Pennsylvania. Now, scrolling. Sorry, Johnny, that's the wrong one. That's 4th of July for African Americans. That's Washington Post. Sorry. Copy. And yeah, here we go. Paste. So, second link.
Inside chat, okay. Let's see what we got.
But yeah, this is all the anatomy of a mascot. Students of the storied Radnor High say their team symbol, the Red Raider, was racist and vowed to change it. Alumni fought back with surprising vehemence. This was published June 30th and updated July 1st. So, Radnor, Pennsylvania. This affluent 340-year-old township of 31,000 residents on the main line has long been a bastion of gentility. Hey, what?
That link is busted.
Sorry.
Was it the New York Times or was it the Washington Post?
This one's the New York Times.
Okay.
This will be the second link.
Alright, because I'm going to look it up the long way.
This affluent 340-year-old township of 31,000 residents on the main line has long been a bastion of gentility and geniality. The Philadelphia Story, that arch drawing room comedy starring Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn, was set in Radnor, and its public high school serves as the inspiration for Rydell High in the film version of Grease, directed by a 1964 graduate, Randall Kleiser. During the last year, however, a battle has been waged over the high school's mascot, a Native American warrior known as the Radnor Red Raider. Some alumni argue that there is nothing offensive about the name or the Native American imagery, adopted in the mid-1960s in honor of a beloved coach, Emerson Meadow. Okay, this dude actually has an X in his name. Meadowson of the Oneida tribe. Red refers to the school's colors, red and white, meant to distinguish its teams from its Central League opponents, the Ridley Green Raiders. But many students, with the backing of the majority of the school board, believe the moniker and mascot are non-inclusive at best and racist at worst. The National Congress of American Indians, the American Psychological Association, and the National Museum of the American Indian concur. Now, before we get any further with this, I have a bone to pick with the National Congress of American Indians. Mainly, I don't know how the fuck they elect a Congress of American Indians. I only vote for my tribe's elected official. At no point have I ever been given the option of voting for congressional representation in the National Congress of American Indians.
You know, have you seen that meme where you have everyone in that office building and they're like, oh, what should we do? And this guy's like, oh, something logical.
Yeah, and they throw him out the window.
Yeah. That, I think, would be us if we were in the Congress of American Indians.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like, are you guys...
Have you considered not throwing a shit fit about this insignificant thing? Alright, back to the story here. But yeah, that's the problem I have with the Native American Congress. Multiple studies prove that these mascots, which are stereotypes of Native American people, cause real damage, says Paul Chatt Smith, a curator for the museum and a member of the Comanche Nation. You know what? I'm starting to get pissed at the Comanches too. They're starting to pop up with some of this bullshit. You know, they're in 4th place at this point.
Curator for the National Museum of the American Indian.
It affects self-image, self-confidence, and self-worth, which is the opposite of the goal of the people who put forth these names in the first place. The controversy has revealed long-simmering conflict within the constituency. Republicans versus Democrats, longtime residents versus transplants, whites versus people of color, blue collar versus white collar, even jocks versus nerds. And it has brought about the high school student and everyone involved with name calling, finger pointing, public shaming, and lawn sign stealing. We didn't divide this community, Susan Stern, the president of the school board, said during a virtual special meeting on the subject in May. We revealed the divide. So, you guys didn't know there was a divide before until you revealed it. Okay. Just going to let that one slide.
We'll take your word for it.
What's in a name? The school's attachment to its mascot is obvious driving onto campus. Raider Road winds past the playing fields and buildings. The dugouts of the baseball diamond reads Radnor Raiders, and the school's logo, a big R, set in a circle trimmed with 2 feathers, is painted large in white on a maroon wall. The enormous placard of a Native American warrior in profile that loomed over the football field bleachers for decades was only removed late last winter when the school began a long overdue $29.7 million redesign of the stadium and fields to meet Americans with Disabilities Act requirements. Those fucking wheelchair ramps.
I'll just put that in chat.
Radnor High School opened in 1893 and soon developed its team colors and symbol, which Mr. Kleiser employed for the fictional Rydell High. But the first known use of Raiders appears in the Philadelphia Inquirer in 1934, according to the Radnor Township School Board report published in August 2020. So, this has literally been their mascot since the Great Depression.
In honor of a coach.
Now, Johnny, do you think, Johnny, that there may have been? Do you think there were more Indians in 1934 than there are today, or do you think there were less?
Back then?
Yeah, in 1934, were there more Indians then than there are now? Do you think?
Possibly. Really. I mean, if we're going with, were there more of us? Probably. Were there more of the
local natives?
The so-called I can have an army here in 20 minutes types? Yeah, probably not.
There weren't any speaks with managers roaming the the plains of Pennsylvania.
Runs with manager.
Runs with grievance. No evidence has been found that the name or red was inspired or in reference to Native Americans, including the Lenape. I'm going to call them the Lenape. The indigenous tribe active in the area, the report states. Some believe the name may have been tied to the term dry raiders that emerged during Prohibition.
Cries in public. That's a good one.
Oh,
well played,
yeah.
Tyler. Well played.
Very, I won't call the Men in Black on you for that one. That was good. Mr. Meadowson joined the faculty in 1943. Born in Green Bay, Wisconsin in 1899, he was reportedly a chief of the United Tribes Turtle Clan. Reportedly. I don't like the sound of that. How about you, Johnny?
Yeah, no. Either he was or he wasn't. None of this reported.
This, yeah, it's kind of like when you see those dudes, you know, who are, you know, wearing like the like the military dress uniforms, but they don't look like they've done so much as like a push-up, let alone been in the military.
Yeah.
Let's see, where were we? And I attended the Carlisle Indian Industrial School, a Native American boarding school in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. That is where Jim Thorpe went to school, by the way.
Yeah.
After serving in World War I and earning a master's degree in education from Harvard, he led physical education programs at schools and a steel company before being recruited by the Radnor School District to teach gym and coach football, basketball, and baseball, guiding several teams to championships. He regularly lectured about Native American history and culture to local groups such as the Daughters of the American Revolution and Cub Scouts, at times dressed in Native American regalia. Everyone loved him and called him Chief, Mr. Kleiser remembered. In the spring of 1964, Mr. Mexon's Chief. In honor of Chief's last season before he retired, Radnor High School Student Council held a contest to select a mascot to embody the Raider nickname. The student body chose a Native American, like their revered chief.
I wonder who they could have been talking about.
Anyway, well, this goes on for a bit, giving like the backdrop of how this mascot came to be. I mean, we've hit the highlights right there. They chose an Indian in honor of the coach, who reportedly, was a chief of the United Tribe. A man who took time to speak about history and culture to enrich these people about, his people. And so they even had a student, dress up as a mascot, in a fitted formal Native American dress, caramel suede tunic and pants trimmed with fringes and beading, and a feathered headdress. The student was required to meet with the coach to learn Native American dances, culture, and heritage. Which is a shit, way more than like my high school's mascot had to do. They just had to, not get beat up by the opposing team's fans.
Yeah, ours was our mascot was banging the school team. So I don't think there was any kind of rivalry they had going on. So,
but this they talked to one of the mascots who was the mascot in the late 70s. Never a parent, never a student, never a teacher said anything about it being inappropriate. All I got was positive reinforcement. A 25-second video on TikTok, and she's sitting there, she's dancing around, shaking her hands, she's squealing, like so happy. It's like, why, bitch? Have you looked in the mirror? But yeah, that's gonna be my top tweet.
Am I back?
And I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, I am back. Can you hear me?
Oh, we're back? Oh, okay, yeah, I hear myself now. Alright, so I guess I'll give you the link to the StreamYard. So I guess I'll give you the... And there you go. I'll meet you over there.
Testing. Is my audio coming in?
Alright, chat, this is going to be interesting because apparently you guys can hear me, you guys can hear Johnny. I can't hear Johnny.
How about now?
Okay, there we go.
Default,
and
default. Okay, there we go.
check the green room. We've got a guest incoming.
I see nothing. But go ahead and bring him in. There we go. Hey, Mr. Dax. Or Dax. Mr.
Yeah,
Mr. Dax.
Mr. Dax.
Orion. Right there. Not Mr. Dax. That's a whole different guy. And a whole different country.
I mean, I could be there. I could be the same guy. You guys don't know.
how's your finish?
Piss poor to passable to horrors, I guess.
Well, now that I think about it, we never had Mr. Dax provide his Scandinavian bona fides, so...
Yeah, he could be.
Kyler's picking up a little interference in the audio.
How bad we standing right now?
Oh my god, Finnish is terrible. I just went to Google Translate to translate something. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that.
I imagine there's a lot of phlegm involved. Am I right?
Hey, something like that means you guys are weird.
Just sounds like you're playing a record backwards to me.
Yeah, I command you in the name of Lucifer.
Spare the blood of the innocent.
Do you hear that? Satan is Lord. Satan is Lord.
Oh my god, Chicago kicks ass.
Oh, so where were we in this story? Dax, since you're just joining us, how you've seen the movie Grease, yes?
I've seen so many movies.
But specifically the movie Grease.
I mean, I saw most of Grease, and by most I mean all of it, and by all of it I mean 36 times or so.
Okay. Well, the story that I was reading before Johnny's dog so rudely interrupted me.
What a bitch. Haha. I saw most of Grease, and by most...
Oh, I'm getting echo there.
That's because I had the stream going on my phone. So that's why.
Oh.
Professional.
I'm checking for buzzing sounds that Kyler is hearing that I'm not picking up on the phone.
Maybe E.T. just needs to adjust his antenna then. Tilt your head to the left, Kyler.
Hey, Sora.
So, what are you doing up this late, Sora?
Oh.
Filming.
Well, I forget. She's on Pacific time, isn't she?
Yep.
Okay, so she's a couple hours behind me, but still, that's late. Anyway, Dax, the reason I asked about Grease is because the story that we're reading is about the high school that was used for the set of Grease. Radnor High School in Radnor, Pennsylvania.
It's pretty rad.
Yep. Their mascot is the Red Raiders. And up until recently, the mascot that they had, at the games and stuff, it was a Native American in full regalia. Well, it was somebody dressed as a Native American in full regalia.
Red Raiders.
Which they're claiming they're changing the mascot because Red Raiders apparently is it's racist. It's disparaging to Native Americans. Even though before they had the mascot, the Native American mascot, when they just had the name Red Raiders, that goes back to the Great Depression. That goes back to like 1934. And then they got the actual, get up for the mascot in 1964. So they had this mascot for 3 decades before they ever, made anything about it native related. And the reason why they did make it native related was in honor of their coach, who was a member of the Oneida tribe.
We have some of those up here.
Yeah, yep. If I'm not mistaken, you've also got one of our favorite tribes to poke fun at, the Winnebagos.
Yeah. You know, they have a really nice RV.
Lone Star.
But they also have a really shitty news website.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
why we like to make fun of them. Anyway. So yeah, they made the mascot into native in full regalia in the 60s in honor of this coach. Well, apparently, students and faculty and some alumni have decided that, you know what, it's time to change that. Especially since the whole Washington football team name change. And, you know, pun intended, I've been beating this drum for, what, at least 2 years now, Johnny?
Give or take.
Yeah, roughly. About how I'm tired of seeing all these different native mascots being changed in the name of, you know, not hurting natives' feelings. Like, we're 1% of the population. Do you really think that we give a shit? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was in what I'm assuming the coach who they were trying to honor is no more.
Well, his last year of coaching was in 1964, so yeah, he's passed. And in fact, they actually interviewed, I think, one of his granddaughters in this piece further on down. This is a really long piece, folks, so I'm not going to read all of it. But if you guys got a subscription to the Times, or if you haven't read your free articles yet, I'll go ahead and pop this into the chat for you. And you can read it at your leisure.
Oh, that's why you're hearing the buzzing. Let me change my audio. It is not coming in from my mic. It's coming in from my...
So wait, was it you or was it my AC? Because it's hot in here and I'd rather turn it back on.
I do hear a slight sound, so no, it's not you, Dax. Turn that shit back on, man.
No, it is me, I think. Cause
All right.
for some reason, my camera is on.
Sora, I haven't been gone long enough that I replaced the X in my name with a C. I saw that. I thought I missed you, but I don't know anymore.
Let's see.
I totally missed you.
But yeah, this also, Radnor Township School District has long prided itself as one of the top 10 best public schools in Pennsylvania. U.S. News and World Report currently ranks it number 4. And the high school has a 97% graduation rate. So all in all, it sounds like this is a fairly good school, right?
I would hope so.
Let's see. It is also now far more diverse of a student body. In the 2019-2020 school year, 42% of Radnor Township School District's 2,600 plus students were BIPOC.
Oh no!
Which I love that one because, you know, BIPOC, Black and Indigenous people of color, right?
It's so racist. I hate that term so much.
No.
I was never a great math student. I was, you know, C plus B minus, right? Once you got to like the upper level maths in like high school. But I can still add, right? And I can read some statistics, you know, especially when they're, you know, straightforward, like population. BIPOC, if we're going by, you know, Black and Indigenous, is roughly 14% of the population of the country.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, you know, the school district is 42%, almost half. And when they say BIPOC, they mean Black. They don't mean Indigenous.
Of course not. I mean, do you see rows of Native Americans running around in any particular school district that isn't right next to, let's be honest, a reservation?
I mean
like groves of them, like 30 or more.
30 more Indians?
Yeah, in one school.
Oh, yeah, man, my school.
Really?
Well, I live in Oklahoma.
What did I just say?
I mean, technically, I grew up on a reservation, but we didn't know that until last year.
Well, there you go. Suffice to say, I was still right. So take that as a win. Thank you very much.
But no, in the very next sentence of this, where they tell you, 42% of the district's 2,600 students are BIPOC. Of those,
not biracial, but like bisexual people of color.
Of those, 1,138 students of color, 4 were classified as Native American or American Indian / Alaskan Native.
4. Get the fuck out of here. Did anybody ask them what their opinion was in it?
I read this article earlier in the day before I tweeted it out. I didn't see anybody say, oh yeah, I'm an Indian and I don't like this. Or, hey, I'm Native and I don't care.
So basically, because they didn't say anything, they don't give a shit like regular people.
Pretty much.
Fuck off with that shit. Where's the protests? Let's go. I'm in. Let's go right now.
The thing is like, this is, from what I've read from this article, again, I read it earlier today, I'm reading through it again now. We're talking like a handful of students, and the ones that are pushing for the name change, all white, all women.
Of course they are.
So, what does Monkey say? White, common sense, white women reform now. But
I stand by that.
But yeah, so they're wanting to change the name. What did they decide to change? You gotta scroll way down. Yeah, because wait, no, this girl's not white. She's Latina, Asian.
Oh, might be fair. Latin XC Asian.
No, so she's Filipino.
Oh, even worse.
I mean,
if you're jumping between Asian and Latino, you got a Filipino.
More Asian.
All right, hold on.
I would say. I mean, we're talking maybe like a 60-40.
Asshole. Get off my bed.
So, I mean, if you should be worried about anything, you should be worried about him getting around the computer again. Let him stay on the bed.
Yeah, the bed's a safe place. Because nothing ever happens there.
The bed is safe. The floor is lava, Johnny.
Fuck you guys, I like that joke.
Let's see.
Because it's mostly a reflection of my bed.
Oh yeah, they're also pointing to like other schools in the region. Unionville Chad's Ford School. Chad's Ford School Board voted in August to discontinue the use of its high school team name, the Indian. I told you, man. Once they got rid of the Redskins in the NFL, they were going to come after the Chiefs and the Indians next.
Yep.
Probably Indians first, because the Chiefs have won a Super Bowl more recently than the Indians have won a World Series. But yeah, they're slowly replacing all of them.
Yeah, we've all come back.
Let's see, Reed Henderson High School in Westchester.
You must have missed the stream halting for a second.
They retired the American Indian mascot in 2006, but kept its nickname Warriors. Last winter, it replaced the imagery inspired by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's The Song of Hiawatha with a knight. It's like Land O'Lakes all over again, man. They get rid of the Indian, they keep the land.
I miss that woman. She was a very cute mascot, as it were.
This spring, I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce that. Oh, okay. I'll try. I
was gonna say I tried the Finnish, so you got to try this.
Susquehannock. Susquehannock. I don't know. It's
failed.
Pennsylvania. I don't give a shit.
Somebody call Goot. He would know.
All right, man. It's like 3:30 in the morning his time,
and he's probably drinking right now. He's probably fine.
I was gonna say. It's Independence Day, 3:30 in the morning
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I miss that, man. I gotta find him some of these days.
No,
I don't know where on the scale he would be, but
To,
The spectrum, maybe.
To sort a little confusion here. I'm talking about my cat Boaz, who just tried to climb the screen and then got his claw stuck in there.
Nice.
And then I went over to help him, and he freed himself, and then jumped on my brand new futon that I have for my kids, and I called him an asshole and threw him out of the room.
I don't need you, human.
Yeah, we hate you.
But yeah, so apparently a bunch of different schools around are changing their mascots. Yeah, they dropped the Warriors. Another one, Susquehanna Township, nixed Indians. That left more than 1,000 school districts in the United States with native-themed mascots, according to data from the National Congress of American Indians. And another reason why this one hit close to home is because one of the largest school districts in the state of Oklahoma has also changed their mascot's name because they also went by the Redskins. It's Tulsa Union High School, or Tulsa Union School District. They were the Redskins. And they had one of the best football teams in the state. They were, year in, year out in the playoffs at least, if not going to the state championship game. So, as far back as I can remember, I heard about the Redskins playing for the title, and as bad as the NFL Redskins have sucked my entire life, those are the only Redskins I could root for. But yeah, so I don't know what they're deciding to change that to. They haven't come up with a name yet. But I knew that it was going to happen eventually because Tulsa Union already pays a licensing fee to the University of Miami for their school logo. It's just like the University of Miami's U. It's just red and black instead of orange and green.
I mean, so the moral of the story is people are fucking just absolutely retarded.
Yeah. And apparently, with this school, they actually push back because I've seen Tulsa Union was just the latest school here in Oklahoma to change their mascot because it was offensive to natives. There were other schools, they went by Savages, or I think NSU. I think they changed their mascot. I think that was that one also Savages. But they changed it to River Hawks. It's what would be more intimidating to you? A bunch of savages or a river hawk?
I mean, if I were a field mouse?
Okay, sure, why not? Yeah.
Or an owl.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to Dan Carlin. I heard about how the Mongols had to pretty much make their clothes out of field mice for a time.
That's a lot.
I think you could.
That's a lot of field mice.
Yeah, I think you could classify Genghis Khan as a savage.
I mean, I'd absolutely place him as the world's biggest rapist.
I mean, but yeah, this is a. How far did they get in this article here before they start talking about the? Because apparently this was a big blow up with alumni, parents, students, faculty. Who was it? Was the school board lady, or was it a teacher?
I'm really sad either way because if she's a teacher, that's worse. But if she's on the school board, she gets to decide who teach.
Well, no. What I was getting at is there's a paragraph in here. I can't remember where it was in the. Oh, it's further down. Oh yeah, they had one of the coach's granddaughters on behalf of his descendants, We understand that some wish to perpetuate the name and imagery to honor my grandfather, Miss Greenfield wrote. However, she continued, we would like to express our deep conviction that using Native American imagery along with the name Raiders perpetuates racial stereotypes and should no longer be used anywhere, but particularly not in an educational setting. The name Raiders has negative connotations synonymous with pillager, warmonger, and aggressor. In the 21st century, and particularly following the recent protests for racial justice, we all need to understand that associating Raiders with Native Americans in general, or my grandfather in particular, perpetuates a negative stereotype that simply is no longer acceptable. That's not what I was looking for originally, but I did want to go ahead and let her have her 2 cents worth.
There's a school here on a reservation. What do you think their name is? Their team name?
The Indians?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, we're not the most imaginative bunch when it comes to names, are we?
It's a little on the nose, to be sure, but I mean, the George Washingtons wouldn't be a good name there.
I mean, if we really wanted to just put our shoulder into the stereotypes, we'd be like the pit bosses, the craps dealers,
the running premise.
Where was this lady's? Oh, here it is. During the January school board meeting, earlier this year, January, during the January school board meeting, Miss Stern compared the polemic to the riot that month at the U.S. Capitol. I'm not at all likening anyone in our community to the people who were involved, she clarified immediately. I'm speaking about the dynamic. Yes, this woman said that the dynamic around this particular debate about a school mascot was on par with the Capitol riot. Apparently, this has caused divisions, Republican versus Democrat, old versus young, like transplants versus, lifetime residents, white collar, blue collar, you name it. And my question the whole time I was reading this was, what did the 4 Indians think?
Exactly. That's what I said from the beginning. It's like, what are they thinking about this? Do they give a shit? If not, who gives a shit? And even if they give a shit, it wasn't made for them.
No, Kyler. Let's see. When did the NFL Redskins win their last Super Bowl? That was in the 80s.
Let's look it up.
Was that before or after they snapped Joe Theismann's leg? I want to say it was before that.
3 NFL championships. And Super Bowls respectively. So 83, 88, and 92.
Oh, 90. They made it to the 92. Okay, that's right. Was it like 93, 94, 95 was the Cowboys? When they had like their three-peat or whatever?
No, that was Bills. That was Buffalo Bills.
No, the Bills went to like 4 Super Bowls, so they didn't win any.
Yeah.
They lost, to the Giants and the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, maybe. They have won 3 Super Bowl titles.
When I was growing up, the Cowboys were the shit. We had an Oklahoma boy as the quarterback, Troy Aikman. He grew up in Henrietta, so yeah, we rooted for the Cowboys when I was a kid. And what did they decide to change the name to again? because this is almost on par. This was slightly.
They changed it to Washington.
No. The Redskins, yeah, they changed it to Washington Football Team as a placeholder.
I mean, ESPN changed it to Washington. Like everything that said Redskins.
Yeah. They literally started last season as the Washington Football Team. That was their name, the Washington Football Team.
Yeah. Let's see. Their first one was Super Bowl 7, and they lost to Miami. Then there was Super Bowl 17. They beat Miami. And there was Super Bowl 18, which they lost to the Raiders. Let's see. Super Bowl 22. They beat Denver in 88. Super Bowl 26. Washington beat Buffalo.
Yeah, so they last Monday the students chose
Giants, Redskins, Cowboys.
Yeah.
And they sucked ass all the way.
Yeah, that's one of the last pieces of NFL trivia that I really remember. Is you had two teams that have been to 4 Super Bowls and not won any. And that was the Bills in the AFC and the Vikings in the NFC. But yeah, so like they had a vote. You know, they start off like the school board. They whittled down a list, and then they put it to a vote for the students. And the two that they had for the head-to-head were Raptors. So the Radnor Raptors, not bad. You know, still got the R with the alliteration, right?
Yeah.
They chose Raptors in a runoff with R.
Just R?
Yeah, the letter R.
Maybe they were pirates.
Well, that's actually one of the things that they said. Like, they wanted to keep the name Raiders, right? So I said, why not make it like, you know, a pirate, like the Oakland Raiders?
Yeah.
And this group, the Radnor for Reform, you know, chicks.
Hey, Michael Hatfield.
They're like, no, it's, you know.
Hey, TOS.
Oh, hey guys, how's it going? They're like, no. It's you know, Raiders are synonymous with Indians. It's like, no, they're fucking not.
Hey, Johnny Blaze. No. Raiders are synonymous with people who want to take shit.
Do you know that right now there is a group called the Raiders employed by the United States government?
You don't say.
Yeah. Marine Special Operations Command, MARSOC. They're known as the Raiders. Marine Raiders. Are you telling me you wouldn't want a badass Marine as your mascot? You know, some dude kicking down doors, blowing shit up, you know, just, you know, causing all kinds of hell. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But no. They decided to go with a fossil.
Are they doing the birds or are they doing the dinosaur?
I'm assuming the dinosaur, like the NBA team.
Yeah.
Hi, Michael.
God damn it.
Oh, which Jackson are we talking about here, Kyler? Because we might have to have words.
Andrew.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mississippi.
Well, I mean, I can't get too mad at him, you know, because if he hadn't have put my ancestors on the Trail of Tears, I'd still be stuck in Mississippi, so it's kind of a wash.
Your accent would be way different then.
Oh, it'd be a lot thicker. If you think this is country, woo. Yeah, I've got family in Mississippi, and it's like, are you sure we're speaking the same language right now?
There's a bunch of Farmer Frans.
Hey, Michael Hatfield, how's it going? But yeah, at least for the past 2 years online, I've been complaining about this because I brought it up in tweets before. There's a list, if you look back from like the 1970s, of all of the name changes that they've had in just college sports, just like Division I college sports. All the mascots that have been changed from something native related, they changed it to something completely non-native related. The Syracuse Orangemen, that used to be a native mascot. Now, it's a great big orange.
Oh my god.
You know, Stanford University, I think they used to be the Indians as well. Now it's a fucking tree. That's their mascot, a tree.
There's a... Let's see, they changed the Capitals college team. It used to be the Fighting Saints, in which it was an actual, like, it was a baby angel thing, and then they made it a Saint Bernard.
Well, I would find a Saint Bernard more intimidating than a baby. I mean, I could punch a baby.
Oh, the baby, the baby's like
I would punch a baby.
baby 1987, like something like that.
Hi, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, a Saint Bernard, you try and punch one of those, you'll lose a hand.
Hey, Sean.
I think I could take a Saint Bernard.
I mean, eventually, yeah, but, you're not coming out unscathed, that's all I'm saying.
I'd rather take a baby than a Saint Bernard. So that's,
I'd
yeah,
still
I'd
rather punch a baby, yes.
Definitely. Well, I think we're all on the side of, punch the baby, leave the dog alone.
That should be our new crew name, Baby Punchers. No more Ganon Slayers, we're just the Baby Punchers, guys.
It's like, yes, kick the baby.
Kick the baby. Don't kick the goddamn baby.
So, yeah, I mean, and mark my words, folks. You go ahead and put it down. July 5th, 2021 is when you heard me say it. As soon as the last Indian mascot is no more, the what is it again? The National Native American Congress, or whatever the fuck they are, they're going to start complaining that there's no native representation. It's a grift.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you for picking out all these things that were racist. Wait, where are we? Why are we not represented anymore? What's going on? Oh, gee, maybe if you had, told us to not take them down, we wouldn't have taken them down. But now they're gone, and it's your fault.
Because, further up in that article, before we got disconnected the first time around on the stream, they actually talk about how the coach, the Oneida tribe member, who reportedly was the chief of the Turtle Clan in the Oneida tribe.
Turtle Club.
Yeah. Turtle Power. But, I can make those jokes because turtles are actually part of Choctaw culture as well. But anyway, he had actually, when they got the mascot in 1964, when they decided to have him dressed up like an Indian, he made the mascot learn the culture, the dances, and heritage of the tribes. Like it was culturally sensitive. So, yeah, but just changing social mores is all that this is. And I'm wondering when people are finally going to just be like, enough. Because even if I could get all 1% of the nation's Indians together, nobody would care because it's 1%.
See, now there's Mr. Dax.
Hey, Mr. Dax.
Never forget, we're not the same person, or are we?
Yeah, that could be just an alt account. I mean, according to Terry, I'm Jack Cochran. So,
I mean, you kind of sound like Jack.
God damn it. I've never been to Ohio, and I'm only moderately attracted to Asians, okay? I'm not Jack.
I'm more Jack than you are.
There you go, yeah. If anything, all I am is the original not Jack.
You're Jack Light.
I'm the OG not Jack. Now, did I have anything else? Because those are the two big ones. Oh, God damn it, I got more notifications.
So many notifications.
You can hear it if you squint.
Oh. Oh. No, somebody asked me who I stole their mountain from.
Ha. Yeah, I saw that. Fuck that guy. Sucks to lose, bitch. But it was our mountains. They were beautiful. Shut up. No one cares. Now they're even better.
That's recent too. That was like 5 minutes ago. Who'd you steal it from? Like I've never been on their blessed fucking mountain. I'm just tired of hearing them whinge about it.
No shit. Besides, they didn't really own it anyway. There's a
exactly. Yeah.
I think Empress was talking about that.
Yeah.
There it is. Hang on.
Like 5 different tribes before they even showed up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He tagged Jack.
What?
He tagged Jack.
What just happened?
Oh no! Oh, he responded to Jack. Jack retweeted it. That's why.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
No.
You guys are making me paranoid here, man.
To quote Christina, because I found the tweet, it says the Arikara arrived by 1500, followed by the Cheyenne, the Crow, the Kiowa, if I pronounced that right.
Kiowa.
Thank you. And the Arapaho. The Lakota arrived from Minnesota in the 18th century and drove out the other tribes who moved west. They claimed the land, which they called, Haisapa?
Close enough.
Thank
Black
you.
Mountains is what it means.
Yeah. And America is bad, though, with that little sarcastic rolly eye thingy. Yeah, she's absolutely right.
So, I mean, at this point, they arrived in the 18th century, so, 1700s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they only had it like 100 years. So at this point, the white man has had that mountain longer than they ever did. So, by the rules of conquest alone, not yours. Get over it.
Yep.
And I'm tired of seeing every year on the 4th of July, some Indian, some Lakota, specifically, Lakota, taking a selfie of themselves in jeans and a t-shirt, flipping off Mount Rushmore.
If I'd have known that Mount Rushmore wasn't a paid, you didn't have to pay to get in there, I would be laughing at that. But you don't have to pay to get in. It's literally a parking lot. And then you can just walk up to the base of the mountain, and there's the.
No, Mr. Dax. She's the Cardi B is the rappest hoe.
I really just dislike that creature.
Well, I said it that way specifically because the spelling of rapist.
She's a rapist.
She probably drugged more people than Cosby. Let's be honest. I mean, at least she admitted she did it.
Yeah, and yet people love her.
All they got Cosby saying was like he gave women drugs. They didn't say that he drugged them. He just said he gave women drugs. She flat said, "No, I drugged them motherfuckers. And I stole their wallets."
Lakota? Nah, I don't think those are the snake ones.
I don't call them snakes. I just call them assholes. Like I said, I got 3 tribes that I would not piss on them if they were on fire. Okay? It's Lakota, the Sioux, and the fucking Navajo.
Unless he pisses gasoline.
Oh, if I'm pissing gasoline, I'm calling a doctor.
Yeah.
But oh man, what else was there? Let's see. Oh, did you guys see? I mean, you guys saw all the Independence Day hate, right?
I just got home like 35 minutes ago, so no.
Well, you don't have Twitter on your phone?
I do, but I work, and I was playing
fair
Magic
enough.
before I got home. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you have more of a social life than I do, Dax. So.
As close as I can say to having one, yes.
Are you familiar with the gentleman named Touré?
No.
What about you, Johnny? Does the name Touré strike any bells?
Touré. No.
Well, Touré, however he fucking pronounces it, he was an MSNBC host. You know, you know how Fox has like the Five or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they had their own kind of setup at MSNBC with him and Crystal Ball and a couple other people I don't care to remember anymore. The only reason why I remember Crystal Ball is because she's been on Rogan recently, and her name's Crystal Ball. I mean, come on. You don't forget a name like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, our friend Touré here, he came out of the gate strong on the 4th of July, saying, "Fuck Independence Day. Not only were we not free, the whole reason the colonies wanted independence was because Britain was moving towards abolishing slavery. Why would black people celebrate a day so wrapped up in our enslavement?"
Yeah, that's not how
no?
that happens.
I'm sorry, when you say our, who the fuck are you talking about, dude? When were you a slave? You know, our enslavement. Like, nobody alive today was a chattel slave in America. No black person alive was forced to pick cotton or, you know, sweep up Massa's house. You know. Yeah, sure. LeVar Burton got his ass whipped, but it was for an acting gig.
Yeah.
It didn't really happen.
Yeah, LeVar's real name is not Kunta Kinte.
It isn't?
No, it's Toby.
And exactly. You fucking beat me to it, you son of a bitch.
I mean, you open the door, probably rolled out the red carpet. What am I supposed to do?
You know, I'm laughing if my neighbors are awake and listening and watching fireworks.
It's Crystal with a K. Thank you, Fugi. And yes, that is definitely a stripper name. I think Ball is her married name, though. Like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you know your first name is Crystal. If you marry a dude,
Better hope the last name is Knocked.
I mean, like you don't want anything, you know, scrotum related, you know. but yeah, so we had Touré there with his fuck Independence Day, we was slaves and shit, which is really funny because he's saying that the whole reason for the United States to break away from Great Britain was Britain was moving towards abolishing slavery. Does anybody off the top of their head know when Great Britain got rid of slavery?
Don't leave, Sora. These people are crazy.
Well, since nobody's answering, it was in the 1830s.
Actually, I do.
Oh.
It was 1807, I thought.
1807?
I think so.
It was in the 1800s.
Okay, let's go with that, and we're all right.
I could have swore I read earlier that it was like 1830 something, right?
I think it was like March 1807.
I could be wrong. Anyway, do you know how many of the colonies that, you know, how many of the U.S. states or whatever had gotten rid of slavery by the time Great Britain did?
All of them.
No.
Darn. Well, rootin' tootin'.
There were 13 U.S. states that had already abolished slavery by the time Great Britain got around to it. So the idea that that was the whole reason why we declared independence is like, either you're lying or you're stupid.
It's demonstrably false. So it was definitely about representation.
Yeah.
Ironically, a word they'd use and twist today to mean, I just want to see more people who look like me.
And then Cori Bush, she also had a tweet.
Cori fucking Bush.
Yeah.
Unless we give her, like, no, I don't want to give them attention. Fine, go ahead.
I gotta find it first because that was, I don't want to misquote how powerful this stupid was.
It's very stupid.
You know what? Let's just go to my. I don't know why I'm even scrolling through that. I'll just go to my profile here. I was busy today. And there's the Indians. More of the Indians. Oh, there's Ture. Oh, here we are. When they say that the 4th of July is about American freedom, remember this. The freedom they're referring to is for white people. This land is stolen land, and black people still aren't free.
So fucking stupid.
This is a sitting member of the United States Congress who, if you're unaware, is black. Somehow, this person, who still isn't free, somehow managed to convince the racist white people of Missouri,
of all places,
to let her be their elected representative. She's not free, but she's got a 6-figure salary. I don't know about you guys, but for 6 figures, I would be willing to trade places with Cori Bush. How about you?
I don't know. No, yeah, fuck that shit.
You just hate Missouri that much, huh?
No, I would trade.
Misery.
I would trade.
Yeah, man. I mean,
in a heartbeat.
You're telling me that I have a voice, I have a say in the laws that are passed for the entire nation? I'm making $175K a year. I got free health care. You know, I don't have to pay postage on any of my mail.
I can vote for a raise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but
I can get
if that's oppression,
I can get paid tax dollars to complain about not having a raise, and then get the raise.
But I just like looking at her profile or on her bio as well, because of course, you know, this is a Democrat, so she's got the pronouns in there, she, her, for what it's worth. But nurse, activist, organizer, single mom, and pastor. The phrase "jack of all trades, master of none" comes to mind.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine, you know, if this is, you know, the level of the attention to detail that she brings to being in Congress, would you really want her being your nurse? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Not really, no.
I wouldn't let her change my bedpan.
And I mean, that's saying something because I actually go to my tribe for the health care. And that's a really low bar already. That's why I'm opposed to socialized medicine. I already have it.
You mean it's not the greatest thing ever?
No. Let's see. The last time that I had to go to the hospital, I had a case of sinusitis, which they didn't know that it was sinusitis. So I'm just sitting there, just puking and coughing and carrying on. They left me in an exam room long enough to watch an entire feature-length movie with commercials.
Nice.
Yeah, I watched all of the replacements with Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman while I was waiting to be seen by the doctor. That's like 3 hours.
Yeah,
just sitting there in the room waiting.
I can think of worse movies.
I mean, I can think of better ones too.
Well,
but I mean, it's cable, so, beggars and choosers. But yeah, this is sitting member of Congress. It's just holy fuck. Let's see, what else was there? I love how also had a lot of the down with capitalism this weekend as well. The ocean being on fire thanks to the Mexican oil line leak.
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
I love that one. This guy says, "Men had their chance. This is what they did with it. It's time for women. Progressive women."
Yeah, you don't think that's what's going to happen, do you?
Well, considering I grew up around oil field workers, fuck no. There's no chance. There's an ice cube's chance in Cuba of you getting progressive women to go be offshore oil rig drillers. So, yeah. Also, this is Mexico.
Hey, Pat. You want to jump
in? What up, Pat?
Last I checked, Mexico was full of Mexicans, right?
Lies. They're leftover Aztecans and Mayans.
And Spaniards. Don't forget the Spaniards.
No, we don't talk about those people. They're just dirty.
But Mexico being full of Mexicans, they have this thing called machismo.
I think it's pronounced machismo.
Tomato. I mean, I took like 4 years of Spanish. I probably paid attention for a semester or two.
You'd be surprised how much I was required to eventually learn to actually just function in this stupid town. I didn't think I would have to learn any Spanish. I figured, hey, this is Wisconsin. I should learn Minnesotan and be done with it.
Well, I thought, because my high school, they had 3 foreign languages you could take for your
Sexicans.
Sexicans.
Only the senoritas with the flowers in your hair.
I've never been to Tijuana, so I can neither confirm nor deny. But
they have muy caliente.
Yeah, we had 3 languages you could take. You could take Choctaw, which, I mean, okay. You could take French.
No.
I mean, I have no interest in going to France, Quebec, or West Africa, so pass. No, I don't plan on spending any time in Algiers,
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But so I was like, okay, Spanish. That seems like the obvious choice, right? You got Texas right to the south, Mexico a little further south.
And then as the years went by, Mexico kept creeping up north.
Yeah. Well, no, Mexico didn't. Guatemala and Nicaragua and Honduras did.
My mistake.
Which apparently, if you call those dudes Mexicans, they get really upset.
Oh, they will kick the shit out of you. I've actually seen a Guatemalan do that before.
Go ahead, let them. They're gonna end up kicking me in the shin. I'm 6'2".
All right, to be fair, he was pretty short. It was a 5'6" guy versus like a 5'8" guy. He got some bites on the ankles too. I wish I was joking. Dude hit him in the stomach so hard, the guy fell down on the ground. The 5'6" dude tried to tackle the 5'8" guy. 5'8" guy rolled off a little bit to stand up, and this 5'6" little Guatemalan dude turned around and bit him in the leg.
Wasn't one of the going jokes in one of the Friday movies? I think it was
Next Friday.
Where the Mexican guy was like just tiny.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, maybe if they charged at me, en masse, like a pack of Chihuahuas, okay. But there again, that would be confusing them for Mexicans and Nicaraguans and Hondurans and El Salvadorans. They're not going to do that.
You have to look it up in the actual dictionary there, Kyler. There is a Choctaw dictionary. Mine, you kind of like don't get that luxury.
Well, Johnny tried to look up Choctaw, I think on Google Translate or something, one of the last streams we did. And I literally have Choctaw words right next to me on my tribal calendar. And Google had a different word or whatever for whatever it was I was saying. So don't trust the white man when it comes to the native languages.
But it's Google.
They speak with a forked tongue.
They're always right.
So, God damn it, where was I? What were we talking about?
You're in your house.
Oh no, we were talking. I was talking about the Mexican oil line. That dude said men had their chance. That's pretty stupid considering. Like I said, good luck finding progressive women who want to go be offshore oil drillers. Somebody's got to lay that line of pipe and everything.
Mm-hmm. I'll lay some track.
This other one I saw that was just. This is another one of those things like you can almost set your watch to it. When you see a blue check mark complain about capitalism, dollars to donuts, they're tweeting from an iPhone. Like this one here. COVID is a disease of capitalism. We will never be able to stop it without dismantling capitalism. Twitter for iPhone. It's like,
yeah,
you're sitting there with $1,000 phone in your hand, typing this out for you to read before you hit send.
Like other black bear subspecies.
Nothing, really?
Cinnamon bear.
Nothing clicking there for you?
I mean, I've got a mouse clicking.
Well, I meant specifically for... I swear, like, something about... I think Dankula is probably the only blue check that I've seen that hasn't gone completely retarded if they got that badge.
There's very, very few of them.
And this person has, like, 74,000 followers. That's a lot of people following stupid. I don't claim to be a super intelligent individual, but like I said, like those don't really add up there. Some cognitive dissonance, if you will.
We can try this game again, which I am not against. I have brought up the Choctaw dictionary. If we want to show how effective this dictionary is.
Okay, let's start off with something simple. Let's start with hello.
Speaking of, hey Pat.
Yo, what's going on, huh?
So,
How's it going, Pat?
I just woke up, like I said, about to get ready to jump in the place in about an hour. I had a fun 4th though, man. Like, yeah, back to work.
I had to work.
Mm.
What did all you do for the 4th, Pat?
Oh, just mostly like chilled out with the family. Like I'm saying, had fun. Like we did some barbecuing, a lot of drinking, and I jumped on irate prostates. this 150 interview stream. They always had like a little fun. So it was a fun day. I just basically chilled out, relaxed, stayed off of social media mostly because like how you was mentioning earlier, I knew there was going to be a bunch of dumbasses who were going to be out there who was going to be so anti-American and who was going to basically do everything they could to to try to ruin this try to ruin a wonderful holiday, but I wasn't going to let them. And how you basically talk right now when you see people like Torre and like Corey Bush and all these all these black social media check marks and things like that and all the social mainstream media, it's like this, like part of me wants to believe that they're dumb, but also another part is basically saying they know what they're doing. It's like they know exactly what they're saying, and they're saying it for a reason. They're saying it because they know other black people are out there listening to them. And so long as they give them a reason to not, get themselves out of the place that they are right now. Like if they sit up here in this woe is me, eyes oppressed, like living in the ghetto, ain't trying to do anything for them, even though they got all the chance, the resources and all that stuff right there to get themselves up out of there. People like them are there to keep them there, because if you don't have black people progressing as a whole and things like that, you get to sit up here and like, oh, woe is me and yada yada and whoop de whoop and stuff like that. So when I see a lot of them basically doing that right there, that's why I say it's like people like Corey Bush is a Democrat token. That's what I'm saying. They sit up here and call us they sit up here and call us the coons and the tokens and all that thing right there. No, that's them.
Hey Pat, have you noticed that she seemed to be the new black member of the squad?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't ever see with Ayanna Pressley anymore. I hardly ever see her with the AOC and Ilhan.
I'm pretty sure she's around. She's around somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, like when it used to be like when they said the squad, like it was AOC and then Ilhan and then you had Rashida Tlaib and then you had Ayanna Pressley way there in the back,
Yeah. Ayanna Pressley was the token. I guess she must have, slipped up or whatever stuff like that, so they had to get a new one.
Man, once you got rid of that wig, like they started distancing.
But yeah, it's like I sit up here and I look at all these left leaning black people, saying all this whoop whoop, woe is me, eyes oppressed, things like that. Like, fool, you sitting up here on mainstream media. You're sitting up here, like these black celebrities and things like that. Like, really?
Rashida Tlaib is the racist grandma that the left warns us about.
That big nose heifer, I can't.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of them. A bunch of those Democratic ladies is like, how did you convince thousands of people to vote for you? What was that one? Was that Indian woman?
Hey,
call center, not casino. Indian. Jaya. Last name starts with P. I can't remember her name. She always looks like she got like chocolate syrup or something like she didn't wipe her mouth properly.
Are we talking about the crazy Yale lady?
Yale lady? Like the college?
Yeah.
No. This is a congresswoman.
Oh.
Where is she from? She's from like Washington State, or I think she's from like Oregon, Washington State, something like that.
Oh, Oregon, enough said.
Well, I mean, Washington State also.
Yeah.
Then you got like Mazie Hirono in the Senate. Like, how did you convince the entire state of Hawaii, or at least half of Hawaii, to vote for you?
Maybe they cheated.
See, now we can't say that, Dax. We cannot be casting any aspersions on U.S. elections.
Allegedly.
That's why I said maybe. It's possible. Anything's possible.
If you just believe.
I mean, and you have people rigging the election.
I don't know why I'm sitting here sweating. It's not my channel. John, you might want to.
Johnny, I warned you when we became friends. This would happen someday.
Just so you guys know, I'm not sad.
I'm very happy with the really, especially with the results of the election. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Jayapal, that's right. Thank you, Becca.
Hey, Becca. Yeah, I'm happy too. Oh, it's not working. Oh, you fucker. That's why.
But yeah, it's like I look at what they're saying. I look at the places that they're basically representing and things like that, and it's like basically enough said, you know. Like look at all these places that have gone ultra, ultra communist, ultra left, and things like that, you know, like, you know, Oregon, freaking Washington, New York, California, and things like that. Those places are always going to be Democrat infested, you know. I'm saying liberal infested with all these jacked up ideas and things like that, man.
Now, Pat, I got to ask you about Texas though, because that story came out a couple days ago, I think, that they're going ahead and charging that Army sergeant for shooting that dude in was Austin, right?
Oh, yeah, Austin. Austin is basically a little California, so
yeah. You know, keep Austin weird. That's the blueberry and the tomato soup.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got a bunch of folks that moved in over the past year as well. I mean, you got like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, and you know they're bringing people with them as well. So you got California moving into your Texas. So like I heard like Houston was already kind of heading blue, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And now it's just like full blown like runaway train almost.
Yeah, it's basically like the major cities like Austin, Houston,
Dallas.
But anywhere around that, like it's pretty much like conservative, So it's still holding on to I'm saying to red, but it's like
well, yeah, I'm sitting here up north looking down Texas like, oh shit, what's gonna happen there? Because
But the thing is, they're never
Texas falls. I mean,
yeah, Texas
ain't
falls.
Ain't nobody saving Oklahoma.
Yeah, Texas falls. There goes the border. Yeah, I'm saying they want. I'm saying the Democrats want Texas to be blue so bad, man. But it's like thanks to like the outside, like it's only the major cities where they basically and you see they never take their asses out of that city and go anywhere else and try to pull this nonsense right here. They never leave Austin, Houston, or Dallas and things like that. Like for instance, you would never see somebody from Austin bring their ass up to where I'm at, pulling this yada yada because it ain't gonna fly. Like you'll never see like any of them Austin Antifa fucks or whatever and things like that, bring their ass anywhere outside of that place because they know they can't get away with it.
See, like
that's what it is. What?
Oh no, go ahead. Like
I said, that's what it is. Most of these people right here, like they only know they can get away with it because of where they live. Yeah, it's like everything would be such a a hateful, jacked up place and things like that if only stayed in one place. Stayed in one place, listening to all the bullshit that they basically throwing at you and things like that. Never been out there to see the world for what it's worth. If I only just basically stayed in one place, I would be thinking like, man, the world is jacked up and all this right here.
Well, like I'm a small town dude. Like so, I went to Houston once. Took my grandmother down to MD Anderson for a cancer checkup. And driving in Houston, fuck all that. Okay. Tulsa is right on the edge of being too big for me. So Houston, my God, that's ridiculous. I don't like the feeling of driving on a highway that's like 50 feet in the air. That's no bueno.
Skyway.
And everyone's driving like 90 fucking miles an hour. It's like we're 50 feet above ground, man. If your tire blows out and you swerve, like I'm going Thelma and Louise, man.
Did someone scare Becca back to bed? You assholes.
I think she heard us talking about Texas going blue. And she's like, I don't want to hear this shit.
And Valine, you need to answer your not direct messages, but messages in my server more, or I'm going to hunt you down, and I will let Johnny absolutely wreck whatever room you plan on.
But yeah, I mean, like we have people here in Oklahoma that have familial ties to people in California. So, I mean, they're all moving to Texas now. But eventually, if they turn that into a shithole, like, oh, well, I've got family up north in Oklahoma. No, you stay away.
See, that's what I trip off right there. You know, it's like they keep saying like, oh, I moved from California to get away from the yada yada whoop whoop there. But then they come from a jacked up place to a brand new place that doesn't have that, and then try to turn it into the old place. Like, isn't that what you said you wanted to get away from?
No. It's like communism. It just hasn't been tried properly yet. These high taxes and excessive regulations, they'll totally work out this time. We just got to vote the right person in to implement it.
That's what I be saying. Like, you know, like these folks are not running away from nothing. I'm saying they're basically spreading the disease somewhere else.
And it wouldn't be so bad. You know, I wouldn't be so leery of outsiders if the outsiders that I've run into here hadn't been just like the bottom of the barrel freaks already. Like I had a couple years back, I was working at a job and I had a couple of ladies and a gentleman come into my establishment, and the guy was wanting to buy a age restricted product. I think he was just getting cigarettes. He may have been wanting to buy beer. And so, you know, asked him for his ID because the dude doesn't look, you know, middle aged yet. You know, he's a black dude.
If this is the story I remember, it was just cigarettes. It was just cigarettes.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's like, you know, can I go ahead and get these smokes? Yeah, okay, sure, man. I got to see your ID. You know. He handed me his Oregon State prison ID.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, are you telling me that you have traveled halfway across the country with prison ID? Like, you couldn't have stopped and got, like, a driver's license or just a photo ID after you got out the pen? Really? But the one of the girls with him, you know, because it was a young lady and her mother that were traveling with him from Oregon. Mm-hmm. The young lady has face tattoos, multiple, not just the one. And she starts telling me about how bad, you know, like our prisons and stuff here in Oklahoma are. I was like, yeah, there's a reason for that. It's punishment.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, if you don't like it, don't commit crimes in Oklahoma. Better yet, just fucking leave the state entirely. No one's got a gun to your head making you stay here. If you don't like it, leave.
That's what I'm saying. You know, prison ain't supposed to be a fun, you know, camping experience, man. It's supposed to be the worst. It's supposed to be the worst place that you ever go to. The fact where you don't want to go there no more.
It's not day camp.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I do love about Oklahoma is like our state penitentiary. It's a penitentiary. We have correctional facilities as well, you know, for our lower level offenders. Mm-hmm. But you know, if you're on death row, if you're serving life, you're in the penitentiary. You know, this is not, you know, you're not here to have your behavior corrected. You're here to rot. You're here to be taken out of society, whether that be, you know, just for the rest of your natural life, or, you know, a quick injection. Mm. And the one thing I really do miss about the penitentiary was the prison rodeo. Oh man. If you've not seen a group of lifers running from a bull during Money the Hard Way, you have not lived.
And another thing about these folks right here, you ever notice how they're for something until that something like happens to them? Like, yeah, they're for defunding the police until they get robbed or something happens to them.
Oh, like what was that dude? Was it Jamal Bowman? I think is his name up in New York. He's a politician. Yeah, he wanted to fund the police until he needed police protection.
I thought to be out, man, they're upset. They are such damn hypocrites, you know. Like, yeah, do such and such and such, but make sure it doesn't affect me. You know, that's their problem right there. It's like they think that everything that they're going against, or right there, they're immune to. You know, like, yeah, let's do all this crazy stuff that's going to sit up here and that's going to hurt the United States, so long as I'm immune to it, so long as it doesn't hurt me and my status.
And Gamer Valine, she says, where I live in Arizona, the tech companies are moving in. We have people trying to push the California bullshit, and 1,500 square foot houses are selling for almost 400,000. God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd heard about Arizona having the Californians rolling in from a Razor Fist. Apparently, when he's driving around in Phoenix, he just counts all the California license plates and just damn near pops a blood vessel.
Well, I mean, like, the riots had forced people out, and so you have people moving here from pretty much everywhere.
And I can understand if it's like people, I'm saying, you know, conservatives living in California trying to go somewhere else and trying to basically live like a decent life. But these are motherfuckers who live in California, who embrace that lifestyle and things like that, and now they're coming down to other places trying to spread it.
Oh yeah, man. Like we've got Californians in our audience. Like I think Fugi's in California.
Fugi,
you know?
Bonsako,
Gabby.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we got people that we've had on stream with us that are stuck in that hellscape.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, I'd be more than happy for them to come to Oklahoma.
Yeah, because there are some that are leaving California saying, "Man, fuck this."
It's the street shitters in San Francisco and all the homeless people, you know, at the Santa Monica Pier. They can stay. We don't want them. Hey, Random, how's it going?
Hey, Random.
I'm not going to say hi because they already said it, and I feel like I'd be following.
You had your chance.
He just wants to be popular.
Oh, Johnny Blaze. Oh man, you're in L.A. God, I'm so sorry, dude.
Yeah. Meanwhile, their congressmen, their state representatives, and things like that. Oh, they are living lavishly. But oh no, ain't no problem here. Yeah, maybe for you because you're hoarding all the money to yourself.
They tried. I remember Phoenix protests. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was a protest for a Trump rally. That beautiful video footage of that dude getting shot right in the nads with one of the smoke canisters.
I remember that.
I mean, just like they had so many great like meme cuts of that. Like they had like Whitney Houston. You know.
See, and that's when you know you got too much time on your hand right there. Because like I said, I'm so busy with work and things that I'm doing. I don't even have time to attend stuff like that, man.
Yeah, see, Fugi's in San Diego. At least he's in San Diego where they got like the Marines and the Navy SEALs and shit. You know.
I used to live there. I used to live like 2 blocks away from a gang.
I mean,
Lemon Grove was fucked up. Just saying.
I walked through, like, when I went to Seattle. I walked through a gang initiation.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, something's off.
Yeah.
And I look around, my friends are like a half a block away.
Yeah, and the thing is about these places, like, you know, I'm saying, well, they got no choice but to vote Democrat because who else is going to come in and try to change things up? Like, you can't fix a lot of these places. Like a lot of, like, I think I said this a long time ago, but a lot of people sitting up here talking about how Lori Lightfoot is doing a terrible job and they need another new mayor and somebody who's going to come fix this. You are not going to fix Chicago.
Mm-mm.
Not with just a mayor. I mean, you would need a lot. You know, a majority of like the aldermans. Yeah. You would need, you know, it wouldn't even just be city officials. It'd be county and state as well.
because Chicago, it's not just a government problem, man. Chicago society, you know what I'm saying, it's just majorly out of hand, man. Like you got all the gangs, you got all the the poverty and all the crime and things like that, man. It's like you would basically have to purge that place, man. You have to basically start from the beginning, because there is no way you're going to get all those people who live there, to get on like on the same page of trying to make it a better place. Like it's too jacked up there.
Yeah, just napalm the whole thing.
I was looking at that like, yeah, that's probably right. I also lived in Illinois for a while. It hasn't changed in 20-something years.
Well, I'm sure we can get
quiz
voices.
How many of their governors, like 5 or 6 of their past 7 or 8 governors have ended up in prison?
Yeah,
for corruption and shit.
Yeah, they're just trying to get theirs, man, because that place is too messed up, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have much to complain about, at least in my little corner of Oklahoma. You know, 'cause I got leg room, right?
Lucky you.
Well, I mean, it helps that people already think that the state's a shithole. So I mean, I don't want to disabuse them of that notion, right?
Sure.
I'll invite my friends. Like, hey man, there's actually some cool stuff down here. You know, I mean, just keep it on the hush hush. I told Quiz how much I was paying for just renting my house. He's like, wait, renting a house? Like, yeah. Well, what what are the specs on it? I was like, it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, brick home. And he's like, when I told him, the dollar amount, he's like, oh, fuck you, man. I mean, it's not, it's not a McMansion, but I got all the room that I need. Mm-hmm. Me, my girlfriend, our animals, we're set. So, but yeah, it's like yeah, that's par for the course for the housing market in my area. I mean, you can pay more for, more. But yeah, man, the biggest complaint I would have about my state really is probably just infrastructure. The roads are kind of shit. Western Oklahoma, random. Out there by the Texas Panhandle.
Mm.
No, it's not. It's Eastern Oklahoma. I'm fucking with you. I live on Choctaw tribal land. It's 10.5 counties. You can look it up.
Anyway,
but yeah, Oklahoma is one of the only 2 states that went completely for Trump in the last election. All 77 counties in Oklahoma voted red.
They deserve praise.
The only other state that did that was West Virginia. So
they have that awesome song, and they voted for Trump. Ooh.
Oklahoma has not voted for a Democrat president since LBJ.
Smart people.
I mean, there's some things we get right, But it is 3:30 in the morning, and I've been up way too damn long.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna cry about being up for over a day. What a wuss.
Well, I was thinking Pat was going to work. I don't know what Johnny's doing for today.
I'm about to be up for the next 8 hours, but I'm used to it.
And I'm gonna go make 4th of July dinner after we're all done with this. Burgers and fries, motherfuckers. American as fuck.
Yes. That's what yesterday was basically all about, man. Celebrating freedom.
Got it real ready, sitting out there, and unfortunately, I got to use some non-name brand charcoal. But I'll live.
Unfortunately, like our local insomniac here, I can't sleep.
Well, then you just start taking us down a notch, aren't you?
I mean, I can sleep. It's just I'm out of weed, man.
I mean, I got gummies. You want to come share? You're not that far away. Just drive 10 hours.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, throw this man some Camel cash. Through the
Oh,
Cash App.
seriously? Oh my god! I wonder if they actually restocked. If I can remember the name of this, I'm going to send you the link to where I got these from. Fucking rock.
Yeah,
Where did I get this from?
help Camel get some sleep. Donate to his Cash App now so he can buy some weed.
Gummies, man. I'm telling you, gummies make you so happy.
Honestly, edibles are hit and miss with me. I don't know if it's just my metabolism or what, but when I've tried like gummies or some of the other edibles from my different dispensaries around here, maybe a little bit of a head change. Sometimes nothing at all.
Damn it, they're out of stock again. Fuck.
Like only on two occasions have I gotten like super high off of an edible.
Dude, it doesn't make me giggle. It just makes me fucking like numb as shit.
No, there was one. It was like a homemade brownie that somebody made. I don't know how much weed he put in that, but I ate like half of it, and of course that was dumb because just take a little bit, see how it feels. Like, oh, fuck that, man. I'll just jump in with both feet,
Don't do that.
Yeah, because after I did that, I lost control of both of my feet.
And that's how you learn.
The other time was actually a drink. It was like 500 milligram THC drink, and I drank not half, maybe a quarter of it. And apparently it was an indica that they used for this one. And whoo boy, like I felt like I was holding on to the carpet,
The rumor tried to leave me.
Yeah, feet are overrated.
I mean, unless you need to go somewhere. And at one point, I had to army crawl to the bathroom, sir.
How much are in these? 6 gummies.
So no, I stick to my smokables, like God intended.
I intend to chew on something tasty before I feel completely numb to the world. So I'll stick with gummies.
I mean, I'll smoke a joint and then I'll eat some regular gummies because, man, the THC taste in those edibles is noticeable.
No, seriously, these ones didn't, and I was worried about that because I don't normally do this sort of thing anyway. Like, again, that sounds completely square, but I'm such a light user that I just very rarely want them. But these ones don't leave that weird aftertaste, and I'm really sad that they're out of stock right now, or I would totally buy you some.
That's right, gamer. That brownie turned me into a spastic. To call back from our previous Twitter thread that we were reading.
That turned you into a spastic?
Well, she said straight cerebral palsy. I'm assuming that's a add-on to the feet are overrated comment that Bonsako had. But yeah, so like I ran out of my smokables Saturday after I woke up, and I've been up since Saturday.
Really bummed out that they're out of stock. I was going to get you blueberry. It was going to be delicious.
Blueberries, that's my favorite berry right there. So
I kind of figured. Yeah, they had blue raspberry, Florida orange, with chula, watermelon, strawberry lemonade, and green apple, and everything is out of stock right now because they just had a sale.
All right, so since we're gonna be closing out, I'm gonna leave it on this note, and it's a tweet.
Is it a C major?
No, it's a.
That's a music joke.
It's a meme.
These snozberries taste like snozberries.
Snozberries taste like snozberries.
You are freaking out, man.
Littering and.
I'm sorry. That's one of those things I'll have to disagree with Monkey. That's a hilarious movie.
You don't understand the amount of times he and I were after show just fucking talking about how wrong he was about that.
And I mean, I'll give him half baked, but that's only because they changed the what Dave Chappelle had originally written. Like, they made it more kid friendly, I guess. Yeah, they toned it down. So if they'll release the Chappelle cut, oh man, I'll definitely watch that.
Now, see, if Monkey had said, and at the time had been out, Super Troopers 2, I might be able to get behind that because it's completely inferior to the first one. It's still funny, but it's inferior to the first one.
See, that's why I went ahead and I was like, I don't know, man.
No, I threw it into a Kickstarter. I wanted to see it made, and I got what I paid for. I can't complain.
Yeah. But I mean, they already had so many good ones. I was like, I don't know, man. A sequel, that's just kind of tempting fate.
Well, and a sequel so long after
the original. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm one of those weirdos who actually kind of like Slam & Salmon, and that was kind of bad.
Oh no, I liked it too. Yeah. Club Dread.
Club Dread is awesome. I love that movie.
I mean, Bill Paxton with dreads is enough to make me want to watch that movie. Beer Fest as well.
Beer Fest was funny as shit, and in fact, they were tempting fate there because they said we'll return in Weed Fest, and it never got made.
Yeah, that was such a tease. But I mean, I was willing to watch that one just for Cloris Leachman.
You mean Shenanigans? Pat, I'm not high enough for that. You can't do that to me, man.
But no, like I loved Beer Fest. I mean, if anything else, for Cloris Leachman.
My favorite joke they've ever done came out of it. Dude, like, you remember when they were first drinking the beer? It's like, I want to freeze it in the winter, cup it in blocks to skate on it, and then in springtime we can melt it and drink it. It came out of nowhere, and I just started cracking up. It's like, in the winter we can freeze it and skate on it, and in the springtime we can melt it and drink it.
And Beer Fest is also the last time I laughed at anything Monique was in. So.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, you dirty motherfucker right here.
Foogie. Hey Farva, what's that restaurant you like with the mozzarella sticks and the goofy shit all over the walls?
You mean Shenanigans? Oh! We should be one of those weirdo commentary groups that actually like redoes the movie line for line as it's playing.
I've actually seen those, man. The parody things. They're a trip.
Dude, I want you to be the captain, Pat. Oh hell, give me the goddamn soap. You know they actually use white chocolate for that because he just would not bite down on soap.
I mean, it is acting. He shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, had to bite on actual soap.
I will give him this. I've done it. We were playing Uno and we have house rules, and somebody said I had to we have it so that you couldn't laugh and you're not allowed to like blink or anything. So I just grabbed soap off the middle of the fucking table and I just took a big old bite of it. That was the nastiest shit. When people say wash your mouth out with soap, don't do it.
No, like I had that done to me when I was young. Although we didn't have a bar of soap, my mom just took like dish soap.
Oh no! That could kill you.
Yeah. Well, this was the '90s, So, I mean, I grew up without. I mean, there were seatbelts in the car, but I wasn't forced to use them yet.
No, we didn't know what seatbelts were until like early 2000s.
There was literally times when my mom would be driving around and I was in the back windshield, in like the early 90s. Yeah. No, just laying there like sunning like a lizard on a rock, just like she's driving down the highway.
Plenty of room for that. It was great. I love that shit. What we called the seatbelt was a grandma strapper.
But no, I'd said something, like let a curse slip, and she's like, oh, gonna have to wash your mouth out with soap, and I thought she was bullshitting, no, and I had gum in my mouth,
Oh,
I had like Big Red, like gum, and all of a sudden she comes in with like this Dawn dish soap. She just holds out her hand, makes me spit my gum out into her hand, and she like pours, she like kind of smoothed it out a little bit so it's like nice and flat, so she could put more soap in it.
Wow.
And then she rolled that shit up like a burrito and just popped it back in my mouth. Chew on that.
I didn't laugh at that.
Yeah.
Kind of funny though. I'm sorry for you, man.
She's like, chew on that. I was like, I was sitting there like trying to chew on my cheek, He's like, no, open your mouth, chew. And it's like 2 seconds later, there's like a squirt of like just soap hits me in the back of the mouth. Just sit there gagging, you know.
He's so good. You just started gumming it, and you started blowing bubbles.
Kyler, a curse word? You? No.
I say, don't say it when she's not around.
Yeah, we learned really quick not to curse in front of Mom, especially if Dad was around.
I think it was one of those things like where because the same thing got me in trouble in like freshman football too. Like I slipped and fell down, and immediately the first thing came out of my mouth was "ah shit." Luckily for me in freshman football, that just got me like 40 push-ups and a couple of laps around the track. You know.
Nice.
That's it. I'm 42 years old, and I'm still, I still don't cuss around my mom.
I think there was an episode of America's Funniest Home Videos where this kid, he's like, yeah, show him how your dad does it, and he has this golf club, and he hits the ball, and then he just throws his club down. It's like, damn it! I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
Accurate.
I mean, the only way that could be more of an America's Funniest Home Videos video is if somebody got hit in the balls, before saying dad.
But yeah, we are going to call it, and since it's at 3 hours, and yeah, do you guys have anything?
I like Freedom Burgers. They're delicious.
Yes, they are.
Pat, I'll go ahead and let you go.
Yeah. What up?
Anything you'd like to say?
Chill your shit, boy.
Well, like I said, you can always check me out on Twitter, your boy Pat47, and also on YouTube, like at my live stream channel, which I usually do like on Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't know what I'm gonna do this week because I've basically been keeping it, happy Fourth and away from all this right here. But in a couple of days, who knows what they're gonna basically is gonna happen and things like that. So. Check me out right there, your boy live, and also my Psycho Rick and D. Wayne channel, where I basically dropped down a video yesterday, but did like a story time video about whatever happened to like Buffy Davis and Lisa DeLayu. They were popular porn stars back in the 70s and 80s, and they just disappeared, just like that, and nobody knows what the hell happened to them.
And who doesn't want to hear about porn stars from the 70s and 80s? The Bush was fantastic back then.
Oh man. Back then, that's when I'm saying that's when it was in this sexy stage. If you didn't have, the hair down, man, shit, like what was wrong with you?
I'm so glad we're ending the show on Harry Bush.
Especially with those two right there, look them up, man. You're gonna be like, dang.
And if Leah's still in the chat, yeah, this is what you should expect from this.
Yeah,
yeah, I know you're a new one, so.
You don't really put the four of us together and not expect us to start talking about ladies' vaginas. It's just something happened.
So.
All right, it's dinner time. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And then, yeah, we're going to be doing a GTA 5 stream on Tuesday.
Yes, and I have to train some of you guys to drive and shoot because some of you suck.
And his name is Kyler.
Maybe. You weren't around, but I have some things to tell you.
Yeah, I can't drive four-wheelers. They fucking suck at those things.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Well, before we do go, I would just like to say, there's my Cash App. Please help me get some sleep.
I'm going to find you gummies that you're going to take.
At this point, beggars can't be choosers, so... I mean, as long as you're not going to get in trouble, send them across state lines.
I mean, I shouldn't. I mean, I don't think so. I'll have to research. My brother knows more about this than me.
It'd probably just be easier to send a few bucks to that Cash App, and I'll just pick up some... There's a dispensary literally 2 blocks from my house.
We will have to see. But on that happy note of vaginas and gummies, we really probably should go.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
All right, everybody.
Later, everybody.